Everyone says they found the perfect soundbar, but why do most still end up disappointed? Today, I'm sharing my journey through the hype, the failures, and the endless reviews, until I finally discovered the one soundbar that actually lived up to the promise. And trust me, the winner might not be who you think. This channel exists to cut the noise and give you the real truth on soundbars and home theater. Watch till the end so you don't waste your money on the wrong gear. And don't forget, subscribe, like, and share to help more people make the right choice. The search begins. You ever spend months chasing the perfect soundbar, only to be let down again and again? That was me. I tried the sleek ones, the powerful ones, the budget kings, even the Dolby Atmos game changers. They were good, but not good enough. And just to be clear, this isn't sponsored. This is my living room, my ears, my late-night marathons with family. After testing everything, I finally found the one. But here's the catch. The 2025 soundbar market is insane. AI calibration, wireless subs that rattle your walls, Atmos effects flying overhead. They all sound incredible at first. But give it a week and cracks show up. Dialogue buried. Bass that's too much at night. Features that just don't work the way you hoped. That's the frustration, paying premium prices and still asking, is this really the one? I wanted more. Not just power, not just bass. I wanted a soundbar that made movies, music, and games feel alive, without constant remote tweaking. So my journey began. I tested the big names, the newcomers, even the hyped-up Reddit favorites. A few came close, but not close enough. And then, I finally found the one that made me lean back, smile, and think, yeah, this is home theater. But before I reveal it, let me walk you through the brutal checklist that led me there. The checklist of perfection. When I started this search, I made a brutal checklist. No compromises. Because if I was going to call something my personal soundbar, it had to tick every single box. First on the list, dialogue clarity. I don't care how many subwoofers you throw into a room. If I can't hear what the actors are saying, I'm out. I wanted voices that felt natural, present, like the character was right there in front of me. Too many soundbars nail the action, but fail the conversation. Second, true Dolby Atmos immersion. Not just a sticker on the box that says Atmos, but actual sound flying over your head, wrapping around you, making you feel the environment. Helicopters, rain, whispers, explosions, I wanted all of it. Third, bass that's powerful but controlled. I don't want a subwoofer that shakes the walls for no reason. I want bass that knows when to roar, when to whisper, when to slam you in the chest during a car chase, but still let you sleep when you're watching Netflix at 1 a.m. Fourth, ease of use. I don't want 3 remotes, 5 menus, and a degree in audio engineering just to enjoy a movie. I wanted plug-and-play simplicity with smart features that actually work. And finally, future-proof design. A soundbar that feels like it'll age gracefully, with updates, with software support, with that little extra polish that doesn't make it feel outdated in 6 months. Sounds like a tall order, right? But here's the thing, I actually tested this checklist. I ran soundbars through movie marathons, sports nights, gaming sessions, even late-night YouTube binges. And let me tell you, some failed hard. Some delivered mind-blowing bass, but buried dialogue so badly that I had to turn on subtitles. Some nailed Atmos effects, but lagged in gaming. Some looked sleek, but sounded flat once you cranked them past 50% volume. It was a battlefield, and in that battlefield, a few contenders rose to the top. I won't drop names yet, but I will say this. One of them shocked me. It didn't just check the boxes, it rewrote the checklist. And that's the moment I realized I was close. Very close. Hinting we're about to reveal experiences with the one. The turning point. There was one night that changed everything. It wasn't some Hollywood blockbuster or a Dolby demo reel. It was something simple. A late-night movie with the lights dimmed, my favorite chair, and a bowl of popcorn. I hit play, expecting another pretty good soundbar experience. And then, something happened. The room disappeared. The walls, the ceiling, the corners gone. Suddenly, the sound wasn't coming from the soundbar, it was around me. Voices whispered from above. Rain fell from every direction. The bass wasn't just rattling my chest, it was breathing with the movie, hitting hard when it needed to, and fading back into silence like it was alive. I froze. I leaned forward, and for the first time in months of testing, I didn't think about EQ settings, remotes, or whether I need to tweak something later. I just listened, and that's when I knew. I was done searching. This wasn't good enough. This wasn't pretty solid. This was different. Now, don't get me wrong, I'd tested some heavy hitters up until this point. Samsung's Beasts with their rear speakers, Bose with its refined tuning, even Sony with its powerful Atmos tricks. All of them had their moments. All of them wowed me at least once. But this soundbar didn't just wow me. It owned the room. It made me forget I was testing gear. It made me forget I was even thinking about speakers. It made me believe I was inside the story I was watching. That was the turning point. That was the moment I realized I had found my soundbar. And in just a moment, I'll tell you the name. But first, let me explain the exact things it did differently, because this is where the magic lies. The name reveal is coming, but not just yet. Keeps audience locked in. The reveal. All right, I've kept you waiting long enough. The soundbar that stole the show. The one that made me stop testing and just listen. It was the Sonos Arc Ultra. Now hold on, because I know what you might be thinking. Another Sonos Arc? No way it's that different. Trust me, this isn't just another Arc. This is the evolution. The Sonos Arc Ultra feels like Sonos finally took every note, every complaint, every whispered "I wish it had this" from real users and packed it into one beast of soundbar. This thing doesn't just check boxes, it flips the checklist upside down and says, "Let me show you how it's supposed to be done." The first thing I noticed wasn't the bass. It wasn't the detail. It was the space. The Arc Ultra does something wild with Atmos. It's not just height channels, it's dimensional layering. Instead of pushing sound up and hoping it bounces right, it feels like Sonos redesigned the way height information interacts with the room. The rain in Blade Runner 2049? It doesn't just fall, it wraps around you like a dome. Then the bass hit. Oh my god, the bass. This wasn't the kind of bloated, floor-shaking boom that rattles the neighbors. This was clean, muscular, and tight. The kind of bass that makes you grin because you feel it in your bones, but never lose a single line of dialogue. And let's talk clarity. Dialogue on the Arc Ultra feels like it's been surgically lifted out of the mix and set right in front of you. No more rewinding. No more "what did he just say" moments. Whether it's a whisper in Game of Thrones or a shout in John Wick, every word cuts through perfectly. But here's where it shocked me. It wasn't just about sound. It was about control. Sonos has always been good at apps and ecosystems, but the Arc Ultra introduces a whole new layer of personalization. The AI room calibration adapts in real time, like literally adjusting when I stood up, sat down, or moved around the room. It wasn't just tuning the room once. It was alive. That's why I knew this wasn't just another soundbar. This was my soundbar, the one I'd keep. And in the next part, I'll tell you exactly why the Sonos Arc Ultra stands apart even against Samsung's biggest, Bose's cleanest, and Sony's smartest. Because when you see how all the details line up, you'll realize why this is my personal pick for 2025. Now the audience knows the name, but they're hooked to stay for the deep dive reasons why it wins. The deep dive. So, the Sonos Arc Ultra is the winner. But let's not stop at the reveal. Let's unpack why it's different. Let's walk through it like you're right here with me, testing it in the living room. The design, more than just a pretty shell. At first glance, the Arc Ultra looks familiar. That classic Sonos minimalism. Sleek lines, no over-designed grills, no flashy LEDs screaming for attention. But here's the trick. Sonos refined the design so it disappears under your TV. It's not a gadget, it's part of the room. And yet, when you power it on, you realize they packed more drivers inside without making it bulkier. Subtle curves, hidden ports, smooth edges. It's clean, almost surgical, but the Real design win. It feels premium without trying too hard. That's something a lot of brands miss. The setup, a breath of fresh air. Now this is where Sonos always wins hearts. No giant manual, No 30-minute calibration with a microphone that makes you feel like a NASA engineer. Just the Sonos app, a couple of taps, and boom. The Arc Ultra introduces itself to your room like it's been living there forever. And here's where it blew me away. The AI room calibration isn't a one-time trick. It keeps learning. The day I moved a chair across the room, I swear the sound adjusted itself mid-movie. That's not marketing fluff. That's living, breathing tech. Compare that to other brands where calibration is a chore. Here, it's like the soundbar already knows you. The soundstage, a living, breathing dome. This is the heart. Close your eyes, and the Arc Ultra erases the room. It doesn't just throw sound upward and hope it bounces, it places it. Overhead effects feel like they're actually hovering, not echoing. The room transforms into a three-dimensional dome where every effect, every whisper, every footstep has a location. I tested it with a scene from Gravity. The silence of space broken by floating debris smashing across the screen. The Arc Ultra gave me chills. Not just because of the Atmos effects, but because of the space between them. The silence was just as powerful as the sound. That's the difference between a good soundbar and a great one. The bass, muscle without bloat. Here's where many soundbars fail. They give you big, boomy bass that rattles your walls but muddies the dialogue. The Arc Ultra doesn't play that game. Its bass is tight, disciplined, like an athlete that knows when to strike and when to rest. During John Wick's club scene, you feel the music hit your chest. But when Wick whispers before pulling the trigger, nothing gets lost. It's like the bass knows when to step forward and when to step back. I tested it against some of Samsung's most powerful systems. Sure, Samsung brings thunder, but the Arc Ultra, it brings precision. The dialogue, clearer than ever. This one's personal for me. I hate rewinding. I hate squinting at subtitles. And with the Arc Ultra, I didn't have to. Dialogue is laser-focused, front and center, with just enough warmth to sound natural. Not tinny, not hollow. I put on The Dark Knight. Usually, Bane's muffled voice can be a nightmare. On the Arc Ultra, crystal clear. Not because it's louder, but because it's separated. It's like Sonos reached into the mix and said, let's give your ears a break. Everyday magic, why it stays on. Here's what makes me keep the Arc Ultra as my pick. It's not just for movie nights. Even casual TV, YouTube clips, or Spotify playlists feel upgraded. I've tested plenty of soundbars that sound cinematic during demos, but flat during daily use. This one, always on point. It adapts. It feels alive. It makes you want to turn it on every single day, not just for special occasions. But here's the kicker. As amazing as it sounds, there's a hidden layer most people overlook, the ecosystem. And in the next part, I'll explain why the Arc Ultra doesn't just win as a single product. It wins because of the world it belongs to. The ecosystem advantage. The reason Sonos makes sense beyond one bar. The ecosystem advantage. So here's the truth. A soundbar, no matter how powerful, is still just one piece of the puzzle. But with the Sonos Arc Ultra, the story doesn't end at the soundbar. It begins there. The Sonos family effect. The moment you bring the Arc Ultra into your home, you're not buying a product, you're stepping into a family. Add a Sonos sub, and suddenly your living room shakes with cinema-grade depth. Add a pair of Era 300 surrounds? Boom! Your room isn't just filled, it's enveloped. And here's the magic. No wires, no painful sync setups, no Frankenstein collection of mismatched gear. Every piece just clicks. The app sees it, configures it, and it's ready. That's when you realize the Arc Ultra isn't the end game. It's the gateway. Whole home harmony. Now imagine this. You're watching a movie in the living room, but you walk to the kitchen. With other brands, the sound stays behind. With Sonos, your kitchen speakers pick up seamlessly. Same track, same timing, no lag. Music, podcasts, movies, it all flows across your house like water. That's an ecosystem. Not just multi-room as a buzzword, but multi-room that actually works every time. And when you stack it against Samsung or Bose, they might have strong products, but their ecosystems don't feel alive. Sonos feels like a single organism breathing with you. Software that ages like wine. Most brands treat software like an afterthought. They give you a clunky app, maybe an update or two, and then forget about it. Sonos? They treat software as a living core. I've seen Sonos product from years ago, still getting updates today, adding new features, not just fixing bugs. That means the Arc Ultra isn't a buy now, replace in 3 years product. It's an investment that grows. And that's why the Arc Ultra stands taller. Because in 2025 and beyond, sound isn't just about what's inside the box. It's about what the brand does after you buy it. The emotional hook. Here's where it got me. One night, I was playing music softly in the background. Nothing cinematic, nothing dramatic. Just a calm playlist. But the way the Arc Ultra handled it, crisp highs, balanced mids, warm lows, I caught myself just smiling. And that's when I realized, this isn't about specs, watts, or channels. It's about joy. That's what Sonos figured out. They didn't just build a soundbar. They built an experience. But hold up. If Sonos is this good, does it mean Yamaha, Bose, Samsung, all those titans don't stand a chance? Or was there a twist in the verdict? That's what we're about to settle. Because in the final act, I'll lay it all down. Specs versus reality. Power versus precision. And the one brand that deserves the 2025 crown for Best Home Theater Sound. The verdict and crown holder of 2025. The verdict. So, after hours of testing, weeks of comparisons, and endless back and forth between specs, design, and real-world listening, it all comes down to this. You've seen the heavyweights. Bose, Samsung, Yamaha, they all came swinging. Each has a strength, clarity here, raw power there, flashy features somewhere else. And honestly, if you picked any of them, you wouldn't walk away disappointed. But there can only be one crown holder in 2025, cutting through the noise. Think about it. Bose excels at sleek design and vocal clarity. Samsung Q990C flexes raw, surround power, and insane channel counts. Yamaha gives you that audiophile grade tuning. But each one has a but. Bose is premium but narrow. Samsung is big but sometimes too boomy. Yamaha is pure but not as user-friendly. And then, there's the Sonos Arc Ultra. Why Sonos Arc Ultra wins? The Arc Ultra doesn't just sound good, it feels inevitable. It nails cinema sound with Dolby Atmos that actually feels 3D, not gimmicky. It adapts to your room like it was built for your walls. It connects into an ecosystem that doesn't stop at your TV. And it keeps evolving with updates, meaning the bar you buy today gets better tomorrow. But more than specs, more than features, the Arc Ultra wins because it creates emotion. It makes you want to rewatch movies. It makes music feel alive again. And in a sea of tech that often feels disposable, that's priceless. The crown holder. So here it is. The best soundbar of 2025, the one-eyed crown as king of your living room, is the Sonos Arc Ultra. It's not the cheapest. It's not the flashiest. But it's the one that gives you the whole package. And that's why it earns the crown. Call to action, storytelling style. Now, before you scroll away or click back, let me tell you this. Most people stop here. They hear the verdict, nod, and move on. But the truth is, if you don't watch this whole video, you're missing the why. And the why is everything. So here's my challenge. Rewind if you skipped. Watch it all the way through. Because by the end, you'll know which system belongs in your home. No guesswork, no regrets. And hey, if you found even one line helpful, hit that subscribe button right now. Because this channel, it's built for you. The people who don't want fluff, don't want boring specs dumped on them. You want real, human reviews that save you time, money, and frustration. Right subscribe. Pointing right like if this helped. Backhand index pointing right, share it with that one friend who's about to waste cash on the wrong soundbar. This is Interface Craft signing off, and I'll see you in the next one.